just have another minute. We're just going to let a few more people come in and then we'll get started. You can always, if you guys, once you come in, if you could put your name and where you're from and maybe where you want to go to next on the chat box. And of course, I'll go over that again. It's 9 o'clock. Are we ready to go? Should I share my screen?
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Okay. Where are we? Hold on one second. I can't find it. Hold on one second. It's always something, right?
Share it. That's weird. Okay.
Share screen. There we go. And I have to get into present. Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are here for the Central America and Caribbean presentation. And Margie's going to introduce everyone.
Good morning, everyone. I am Margie Jordan, and I am here, your host for this event. This is day 4, I believe it is. We've had some great presentations over the last few days, and if you've missed them, you can catch them in our Facebook group. But let me tell you about today. We're going to Central America and the Caribbean. And if you haven't visited either region, you're in for a real treat today because I think you're going to learn a lot. So let me tell you who your speakers are today. First, we have Emma Fry, and Emma is with Vegan Holidays Adventures. She's an experienced expedition leader with 15 years of leading trips around the world. She's the owner of Vegan Adventure Holidays, which offers small group trips, vegan fitness weeks, and let me tell you, after these quarantine periods, we could probably all use a fitness week. And she also does self-guided adventures in Central America. We also have Fateh Bazer Boulevard. She is with Waterfall Villas. And let me tell you a little bit about her. She is a former CEO from the international software business based in Hong Kong and Miami, or she was based in Hong Kong and Miami. And then she had a lifestyle change and moved over to a healthy living that took her to Costa Rica, where she's been for 12 years. She became a top vegan and raw food certified chef and certified Kundalini yoga teacher. Her creation is Waterfall Villas, an eco-friendly wellness accommodation in Costa Rica, especially for vegan foodies. Now, Fateh has had a passion for cooking since she was an adolescent, and she spent 5 years training her local Costa Rican cooks how to cook the magic of vegan and raw meals. She also does gluten-free using organic local ingredients. So please welcome your 2 guests today. And I don't want to miss out and let you know that Donna Zeigfinger is also going to be your moderator today. She's with Green Earth Travel, founded in 1997 as the nation's premier vegetarian, vegan, eco travel agency. Donna focuses on volunteer vacations and adventure travel. She remains on the cutting edge of destinations with a conscience, offering travel for those who care about the planet, and that's you guys. So enjoy your presentation today of Central America and the Caribbean.
Thank you. Thank you, Margie. Thank you for everything you're doing. And just to let you know, Margie is in the travel industry. She's a speaker and she's an online talent. And she also has her own travel agency that specializes in vegan travel as well. So Margie's Travels. So with that, and also just to let you guys know, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about the Caribbean as well. So here we go. Uh-oh. It's not playing. Oh no, Jason, help me. It's circling, I hope. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, just give it a second. Try clicking the center of the image.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome.
Oh no, here we go. You knew there'd be a glitch somewhere, right? All right, here we go.
Welcome to the 2021 Traveling in a New Vegan World. My name is Margie Jordan and I'll be your host for this event. Now, Traveling in a Vegan World was created by an amazing group of travel advisors and bloggers who wanted to showcase the best of the world to you and do it while traveling vegan. Grab your passports because over the next few days, we're going to visit some of our favorite destinations, including Europe, the UK, Asia, Canada, Central America, and the USA. We're going to be talking about the national parks, we're talking about cruises, and we're going to help you pick the right all-inclusive for your next vacay. It's going to be an incredible journey as we get you excited about traveling, enjoying the delicious vegan cuisine, and making an impact in local communities.
So before we get started, whoops, this is on a slide, we're on here, okay. So before we get started, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping here. We ask that everyone please mute so we don't have any interruptions. And please post, we ask that you post it in the chat box if you have any questions, or if you're on Facebook, post in the comment section and we'll be sure to answer them as soon as we can. And we're also going to try and answer questions on the Zoom towards the end of the seminar here. This is going to be recorded, so you're going to be able to watch later, and you'll also have access to the Facebook group. And if you're not on Facebook, we will send you a YouTube video link. And if you're on Facebook and you want to join our group, you can go to facebook.com/groups/traveling with 2 L's. Actually, Traveling in a New Vegan World is the page. I'll put it in the chat box so you can follow us. And with that, we're going to get started. So I am going to start today. I will tell you, this is one of my favorite places on earth. It's in the Dominican Republic. And in fact, one of my last clients that traveled was there. They got stuck there, but what a place to get stuck is in this lovely, beautiful area. It's in Dominican Republic in the Cabarete area. It's not in the very high touristy areas that you hear of, like Punta Cana. This is a low populated, well, I shouldn't say it's low populated. In the city itself, it's high populated, but in this particular area, there's no one else around you. And it's just, this place is phenomenal. I took my husband there for our 20th anniversary about 6 years ago. And we really loved it. And the reason why I took him there is because I had been sending so many of my clients there and they've all been raving about it. So it is a vegan friendly place. And when we went there, the chef was a raw food vegan. And so he helped develop some of the menu on there. So anyway, this is their huts, and these are one of the little cabanas that we stayed in. Just really a lovely place. So some of the things you can do there and that they're known for their kite surfing because there's a lot of wind. But I found that the waves were rather low, so you could walk way out into the ocean. And it just really was a lovely water place. You could surf. They do have yoga there. You can do a catamaran. You can do stand-up paddling and river kayaking. And one thing else I want to say is we saw a lot of stray dogs there. And because of the internet, I was immediately able to find the dogs and cats of the Dominican Republic. And they actually do a lot of good work. I meant to put this in the slide here. They have people come down and take dogs back to the US and Canada and get them adopted out. Same thing with cats as well. Just a really great group. And they were able to tell me about the dogs that we found, and they weren't strays. They actually knew who the owners were, which was kind of crazy. So, so the next, whoops, here we go. The next place, and I have to say, I've been to a lot of the Caribbean, but I think that St. Lucia is one of the most gorgeous places on this planet. They call St. Lucia the Hawaii of the East. The place that I didn't stay there, but I did get to see it, was a place called Enchantene. And they have a vegan-based restaurant there. The place is just phenomenal. Look at the views. This is a view from the room here. So on to the next slide. Whoops. So this is one of their dining areas. I don't know the name of this restaurant. The vegetarian restaurant is called, oh God, I know it's on one of the slides, but this is just a sample of their dining room areas. Now I will tell you, they have what they call 3-walled rooms. So in other words, there's 3 walls and then there's an opening. And I just love it. And the opening always looks out like on some incredible view, usually on the ocean. I just really, really enjoy this place. I've sent a lot of honeymooners there. Oops. And the cuisine there, it's the Emerald's restaurant. It actually caters exclusively to vegans. So it is a vegan restaurant. And I mean, the food was phenomenal when I went there, and they didn't even have this restaurant there back then. So I know that this is just going to be a phenomenal restaurant to eat at. Now you can do a couple of things you can do there is they have a farm that grows organic produce from vegetables, and you can actually do a farm tour there and do a farm tasting. And some of the things you can do are surf. You know what? I can't see this here. Let me see. Scuba, water sports, jungle biking, bird watching, the Emerald Farm, beaches, and shopping. And they have this picture here in the middle. This is the Sulphur Springs. It's a great little hike that you can do, but I'm going to tell you, you have to be prepared. If some of you have been to Sulphur Springs, I can imagine. It doesn't smell very nice. So just be prepared with that. It's very sulfury. There's great bird watching. The beaches are phenomenal and the shopping is amazing. I just can't say enough about this area. I really enjoy going to St. Lucia and I can't wait to get back there. So with that, I know mine was very short. I will tell you, with the Caribbean alone, you could do a webinar or a workshop on each country for at least an hour. And we obviously only had an hour for many different countries here. So I'm just, I was just tapping on the ones that I really like. So the next presenter is going to be Emma. And she is with Vegan Adventures. So take it away.
Hey, thank you, Donna, and hi, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen a sec, and I will get my presentation going live. Okay, nearly there. There we go. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you for kind of being here. So I'm the owner and the founder of Vegan Adventure Holidays, and I run small group trips in Central America. I just want to share a little bit about what's going on actually on this page right here. So you can see this video. And this is actually one of the volcano hikes that we do on one of the trips that I offer in Guatemala. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But yeah, there you go. I thought it'd be interesting for you to see a little bit of kind of volcano hiking there in Guatemala. So yes, here's a picture of me so you know who I am. And I offer small group trips, vegan fitness weeks. They will actually be new for 2021. I think vegan fitness weeks with a difference. I don't know any other fitness weeks where you hike a volcano in the middle of it yet. I'll also have some self-guided adventures. They will be new for 2021 as well, and some female-only trips. And I mainly run all my trips in Guatemala, Mexico, Belize, and Costa Rica, so Central America. I'm going to focus on Guatemala a little bit for this presentation because it's one of my favorite countries. As you can hear, I am actually from the UK, but I am based in Guatemala. I've been there for many years, although I spend a lot of my time on the road. That's where I am based. Guatemala in Central America is one of those countries that not so many people go to be honest. A lot of people go to Mexico and other parts of Central America. And Guatemala can often be a little bit forgotten. And it's such a beautiful country. You know, geographically, I would say rugged. It has a really rugged beauty. The people are lovely. And the food, I will let you know, the vegan food, there's more than rice and beans on offer, I promise. So yeah, it's a really beautiful country. Here's a quick pic of one of the trips. It's actually my 7-day trip in Guatemala. It's also my 7 and 14-day trip, which covers Belize and Guatemala. So we are standing on Pacaya volcano here, and in the background you can see 2 other volcanoes. The closest one is Fuego, which means fire, and the one behind that is Acatenango. So it's a really, really nice day hike. I do make everybody get up pretty early in the morning, so get ready for a 6 o'clock start because that is when you get the best views. So yeah, I just wanted to show you a little photo of one of my groups, and actually that was one of the last trips that we managed to get out before last March. All of the trips that I run are based around getting outside, like really outdoors. Most of my trips are multi-activity, so really anybody can do them. And I really believe that we only truly learn how to respect the environment when we are in it. So that's how most of my trips run. My maximum group size has always been pretty small. Like I run trips really only with 12 people. Most of them are multi-activity. And I will just kind of do a quick rundown of just some of the things that you might expect to do in Guatemala if you did a trip with Vegan Adventure Holidays. I think there is kind of no better way to really learn about our culture than food, you know, in any country. And food is so important to culture in so many ways. So what I will try and do as best as possible always, you know, is veganize traditional food. So there's a really, really lovely local cooking school in Antigua in Guatemala. We have a really beautiful cooking session. We're there for probably a couple of hours and we cook these really yummy tamales. So they are like a kind of steamed corn little parcel. And it's just great fun. It's a great morning. The cooks themselves are locals. So either myself or one of the other members that works there do the translation. So, you know, you're getting to kind of spend time with the locals there and, you know, they're explaining a little bit more about their food. Obviously, lots of hiking, lots of volcano hiking, which is always lovely and something a little bit different. And if I could suggest that you go away and look up one thing on the internet, for those of you that would be interested in Guatemala, look up Lake Atitlan. This little picture here doesn't really do it much justice, but it is absolutely beautiful. It's a really, really special place, and it's a place that we visit, and it's somewhere that we do some hiking. So yeah, that's an introduction to Vegan Adventure Holidays, a bit more about Guatemala. And I just want to kind of close with a photo of these amazing tofu tacos. It's one of the vegan restaurants we go to in Antigua. They're just yummy. They're really beautiful. So the food, you know, the culinary experience is also really interesting and is often quite surprising. So yeah, that's a bit about Guatemala. And as I said, I also do vegan fitness weeks, self-guided options. They'll be coming for 2021 as well. So there's lots going on. We've got a lot to look forward to. And I think that, yeah, so there, you know, there are a couple of different ways, obviously, that anybody can get in touch with me if they would like to. Donna, I think that's it for me, unless you have any questions or anybody else would like me to share anything.
Well, no, I will tell you, I should have warned everyone to have breakfast before they come on here because you're going to get hungry. I already am. Those tacos, I'm coming to Guatemala just for those tacos.
They're amazing. They're really, really good. You know, I've tried to recreate them at home so many times, and you know, when you try and recreate something at home, you never can you? Like, they're never as good.
No. Anyway, yes, I am looking forward. I've been to Costa Rica many times, but not with you, Emma, but I will soon. And I've sent clients to you. And I'm really looking forward to doing Guatemala and sending some of my clients there as well. So I'm really excited about this. And you do a fabulous job. I know you do. I've heard all about it. And I actually belong to the 1,000-mile veg challenge, although I don't think I made.
Oh, are you in the challenge with us?
Oh, I'm not in the 2021 challenge. I was in last year's.
Donna, you should definitely come. We have a fancy new virtual platform this year.
Oh, good. I'm gonna go check it out. And this is on Facebook, the Holiday Connect.
Yes, it's for anybody listening. If you kind of looking for something that doesn't involve a passport right now, I'm running, it's called the 1,000-mile veg challenge. It's all online, you know, it's a virtual challenge that you could do anywhere in the world. You don't need a passport, you can do it from your own home. And the basis is just literally to cover 1,000 miles over the course of 2021, hiking, biking, cycling, running, skipping, swimming, however you like. And it's fun. We have a whole Facebook group around it. So it's, yeah, it's keeping us a little bit motivated right now. But yeah, if you fancy that, reach out.
I have a Peloton. So, and there's actually, if anybody's interested, if you're on a Peloton, they actually have a vegan Peloton group that has like 20,000 people in it. It's crazy. Nice. It's good. Nice. It's good motivation, and that'll get you to the 1,000-mile challenge, because that's what I was. I was doing really well in the beginning, and then okay, we won't go there.
Well, don't worry, because I think I'm out of, there's about 7, we got about 80 people so far, and I think I'm like number 10, you know, as in from the bottom. So at the moment, I'm really not doing very well on my own challenge.
But you're the shoemaker's daughter, right? Oh, you're vegan. You're Pello Dog vegans. Okay, so so if you want to follow me, I'm Rudy Bap, Rudy Bap, BAP. Those are my 2 animals, and I'm on the Peloton there, so you can follow me there.
If anybody wants to find out a little bit more about that, if you look up the Facebook group at Vegan Adventure Holidays Connect, that is where all the fun is going on.
Yeah, and then we can challenge, if you're on Peloton, we can challenge each other and see if we get to the first 1,000 miles on Peloton. It's going to be you, whoever it is.
Donna, shall I stop my screen share? Is that?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I think it's my turn, right?
It's Fate's turn, and Fate is she, as you guys heard, she has a beautiful property in Costa Rica. In fact, one of my clients, you know, I'm bookending this. My last clients to travel in March were in Dominican Republic at Natura Cabañas, and the other last client was at Fate's place in Costa Rica, and she loved it. So with that, I'm going to take you away.
Yes, she was fortunate to come before the airport shut down.
That's right.
And I did have a couple of guests with me, and they decided to just stay. And so I had 2 guests for an entire month with everything, all the meals and everything included. They really enjoyed it. Yes. So I am the owner of the Waterfall Villas. I created it. It's a very special property because it has its own waterfalls next to the villas. And it's a wellness retreat. So coming from a very stressed out world as an international executive, the thing that I thought was most important for people was, you know, de-stressing and being able to go to a place where they can eat healthy and not have to worry about anything. And having become a vegan myself, I thought that this would be the best thing. And I also offer lots of detox spa programs as well. And it's a beautiful venue. So we do weddings and lots of nature adventures. I'm looking forward to maybe working together with Emma as well, because there's so much to do in our area. And it's also a venue for groups if you want to do your own thing. So I've had lots of groups come as well. So where we're located in Costa Rica is here in just 5 kilometers from Dominical Beach. So it's about 3 hours from the closest international airport. But to come from the airport, there's 2 ways. You can go down to the coast and you enjoy this entire coastline, or you can come up to the mountains. And you can also make stops along the way if you want to. The volcanoes, which we do have quite a few volcanoes in Costa Rica, are here just above San Jose and also on the side of Cartago. There are some beautiful areas that you can go and make kind of a tour out of it, even doing this whole cycle. And I'm very happy to help people with their itineraries as well. I also have done retreats in Bali and India, similar to what Emma's done, but it's spiritual retreats, and do the whole like cycle of places to stay as well. So I have quite a bit of experience in that.
I have a
So here
question
you can
for
see.
you, Fate. Can they also fly down there from San Jose?
They can fly to Manuel Antonio.
Okay.
Right. So that's a 20-minute drive and a 20-minute flight. So you can do that as well.
But it is a really small plane, I have to tell
Yes, they're very small planes. Costa Rica is in summer right now, which also happens to be a windier time. As we go into May, we start to get into the rainy season, but it doesn't really rain until October. So we have a little, tropical showers in the late afternoons and evenings. And in October, we have daily rains from October to about December 15th. And then we have a very short spring, and by right now it's full summer, sun every day. We don't even see a minute of rain until like May. So that's kind of the cycle. This is the beach here. You can see in the first picture what Dominical Beach looks like. And this is the backside of the Waterfall Villa property. You have a view of the river there. You can see it sort of meandering through the Barra River, which goes down to the ocean. And I have a big bamboo deck there. The whole property actually has a lot of different decks. And this is the Noyaca Waterfall, which is the tour starts 3 minutes away. It's an incredible hike, an hour each way. We also have guided tours for the hike if you don't want to do it on your own. It's a double-decker waterfall, and it's probably the largest in Costa Rica, and it's absolutely fabulous. In fact, in the area, there's about 5 waterfalls that one can visit, besides the waterfalls that I have right next to the villas. The Manuel Antonio National Park, where it's a guaranteed place to see sloths, which is a lot of, people are really interested in these very unique animals. And there's the 3 types of monkeys there. It's only 30 minutes away from the Waterfall Villas. Okay. And we also offer tours there.
I have a question about sloths. I know that there's a sloth sanctuary on the other side of the country. Is there a sloth sanctuary near you?
Yes, there is. And that sanctuary actually has a full-time doctor there. And I'm a cyclist. So one time I was riding up the coast and I found an owl that had been damaged. And I ran up there with it so they could save it. And they have all kinds of animals. And everyone in the area brings any animals that have been in accidents there as well. So that's very close. It's like 10 minutes away. And the Marine Baena National Park, we have migrations coming from the South Pole area for humpback whales from July through October. And we have the summer migration starts in March, which is coming from the north. So the summer migration is a little less, and the south migration, we have hundreds of whales in the area. And you can see them breaching from the beach. Lots of tours, of course, to go there. day trip to Corcovado National Park, which is just south in the Osa Peninsula. That's a day trip. You start at 6 in the morning, you come back at 6 p.m. You go in by boat into a special park entrance, which you get first. You go through the mangroves, and then you go out to the open ocean to enter the park. It is a fabulous place where National Geographic has said it's the most biologically diverse place in the entire world. And it is absolutely incredible. Lots of big macaw parrots and other animals, but you don't know if you're going to get lucky. Like Manuel Antonio National Park is guaranteed to see certain animals because the park is so small. Corcovado is humongous. Caño Island is also a reserve. It's fabulous snorkeling over there. And it's also a day trip. And they come and pick you up at the Waterfall Villas at 6 in the morning and
Oh,
bring you back. Yeah, but it's a fabulous tour.
but you have to go in the morning because, you know, it can be kind of rainy and kind of iffy in the afternoon.
Well, it's only rainy and iffy
Yeah,
from, September through mid-December.
true.
Right now, you've got crystal waters with no waves. February is my absolutely favorite month of the year for snorkeling. In February, it's crystal water here.
They have
So-
seasons, right? They call the
Yes.
seasons the green season and and the dry season. Is that
Right, we're in the dry season right now through end of April, but it's kind of a misnomer to call May and June and July, which is the mini summer of San Juan, to call those really wet season because it just means we're going to have some tropical rains, usually lasting 10 to 15 minutes in the afternoons or very late evening.
Right,
And that's, actually
Like
very
Florida.
refreshing and beautiful.
right,
The real rain is October.
right.
It
think
will
that was
rain
good.
pretty much guaranteed every single day.
Yeah.
Could be all day long and
Yeah.
heavy rain during October and November.
So it's a lot like Florida's weather, wouldn't you
Yeah.
say?
Quite
Yeah.
similar, but Florida has a bit more rain than we do.
Well, yeah.
This
yeah.
part.
But
Yeah. Also, we're on the coast. So while San Jose is still coolish, we're already hot down here. Like right now, you go to San Jose and it's cool still. But here we're in the 24 Celsius. And in San Jose, the other day I was there, it was like 18, right? So
Yeah.
it's quite a bit of temperature difference because the airport is in the high mountains of San Jose is the city, and it's quite cool there, just like California weather. or
Okay, I
Spain,
was going to
parts of
say,
Spain.
we're not used to saying Celsius. We're Fahrenheit people. A lot of
Okay,
people here.
well, we're here in the 80s right now, and they're in the 70s. Yes. Okay, there's also lots of, just up the coast here, there's lots of kayaking, whitewater rafting. There's 3 big rivers really close by, and
Those
zip
rivers-
line. The
what are
zip line at Hacienda Baru is 10 minutes away, 8 platforms, fabulous guides, speak perfect English as well. And it's a whole story about Hacienda Baru. It was a man who bought land to be a cattle farmer. He fell in love with the rainforest and he gave it up to build a sanctuary of over 200 hectares. So it's almost 500 acres of land that's been dedicated to the forest. It's just an incredible place to visit. So the Waterfall Villas gives you a very special combination of beach and waterfalls, right in the middle of the rainforest. Surfing lessons, glorious sunsets. So it's quite enjoyable. Our rooms, we have a very small place, so 6 rooms. So we can have a maximum of 15 people. And because of the situation of COVID, not only have I bought an ozone machine to do extra cleaning, but we've also decided that the property is totally private. So only the people staying at the Waterfall Villas are allowed there. So we have a private chef service. We don't have a restaurant open to the public. The Waterfall is not open to the public. If you're a guest, you get to use the property. If you're not, then the gate keeps you out. Okay. And we've tried to do like a Balinese style because, like I said, I've spent 25 years doing retreats in Bali as well. And it's really the style that to me works best in the tropical climate rather than the Spanish style, which was adopted from Spain that most places use in Central America. So our rooms also have, many of them have jacuzzis, and we do a lot of spa treatments. We have areas in your gardens, private gardens, to do spa treatments, or you can go to our spa as well, or have a massage by the waterfall. So this is a picture of our spa here in the background, one part of our dining area, relaxed areas that are all open air. And of course, I teach yoga, and I do have other teachers as well coming in to teach different kinds of yoga if people prefer. There are a lot of shamans in the area and people that do different kinds of treatments, including soul retrieval as well. There's a lot of organic farming. This is my own greenhouse right here, and I have people coming to pick some fresh kale. And we also do a tour of the market, which is actually open now, the organic market, but you have to use a mask. And this is just an example of our breakfast. I do a lot of gluten-free breads in our detox programs. We do all kinds of juicing. I'm also doing all the medical medium detoxes and cleanses as well right now. So those are actually really good for people that don't want to just do juicing, but want to have light meals and also follow specific programs for particular ailments, okay? Especially autoimmune disease, which has risen in the last couple of years. I do cooking classes, and I do a lot of raw as well as cooked vegan cooking classes. This is a lady doing some raw rolls. I teach you all the different areas: fermentation, dehydration, sprouting, marinating, using all fresh ingredients, pâtés, ice creams, whatever you're interested in doing. And it's been a lot of fun. And I do private classes as well as small groups, but only for guests as well. The type of cuisine that we use is world fusion. As Maggie once mentioned in the beginning, I've been into cooking since I was really young, and one of my relatives, a cousin of mine, is a gourmet chef in San Francisco, and I used to spend the summers with her, so I think she infected me. And I've traveled to 60 different countries in my career as an executive, and everywhere I've went, I've made it a point to spend some days with the locals, usually families, as well as professional cooking classes, and learn. And then in the last 15 years, converting all those recipes that I really love into vegan. And so it's a real fusion cuisine. Quiches, pastas, curries, tangines, tamales as well. And that's a really fun experience here. You've got some of my students in the kitchen doing some cooking class. So when venues come, it's an absolutely wonderful experience as well. And we cater to every single allergy or any issues on a one-by-one basis, because we only have 15 people. So my cooks are very well trained, and we're able to handle that. So, you know, it's not going to be like everyone has to suffer because one or two people have some allergies. No, we do specific cooking for each person in the group.
Awesome.
We have the absolutely famous for our desserts, which are mostly raw and using all French ingredients. We do our own coconut creams. We start the morning, 6 in the morning, opening coconuts and making creams and things for the days. We make our own cheeses, all kinds of different cheese, including my famous blue cheese, which is made with spirulina and macadamia. It's fermented.
I am a dessert freak.
Well, we totally specialize in that. So in terms of food, you don't have to go anywhere. Lots of our guests have said that we can compete with the best vegan restaurants in New York City. And definitely we're the best in Costa Rica, because nobody is going to go through the effort and the attention to detail in doing everything from scratch the way that we do. And you know, the spices and combinations that we have is really, you know, I wish I could find a restaurant that does what I do, to be quite honest with you. And you can also even have lunch down at the waterfalls, as this couple is doing.
Great.
We do a lot of work in terms of the detoxing, teaching people how to meditate. As I said, medical medium cleanses, master cleanses, juice cleanses. I do with the formula from Natalie Rose, who's a detox doctor in New York City. She's had 3 books on raw detoxing as well. I have an Ayurvedic program. I've studied in India. I also do Ayurvedic retreats in India before COVID, of course, and I've had large groups up to 27 people go to India with me. We integrate the spa, spiritual teaching, and there are lots of energy healers in the area. So I have a total network of people that can be seen depending on the specific situation that one finds themselves in to have a true healing journey. Also, the shamans in the area come several times a year to cleanse the entire property and also to do personal cleansing for people. So here I had a group that came that wanted to have a spiritual cleansing as part of the retreat. And this is the waterfall at the Waterfall Villas. You can see all year round we have water. There are actually 3 waterfalls that combine together. One of those waterfalls is only during the rainy season though, but the main waterfall is always in operation. And it's just a wonderful place to be and really cleanse and de-stress. I mean, waterfalls give off negative ions and they have a rejuvenation effect that's absolutely fantastic, right? I mean, you can see for me, I've been there for 12 years and I'm over 60. And I don't think that most people would guess that. It's all about living here and, you know, living with the pure vegan food, pura vida, as we call it.
Laura said you look 29.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's that
Yeah,
vegan,
I
healthy
just turned
diet.
62, so.
Yeah, and I'm 2 years older than you, so there we go.
Yeah. You too look great, Donna. Vegan food really makes a difference. And one of my policies is sustainability. So not only using, you know, trees that have actually fallen on the property for building the villas, but I've also hired all the people that I have are from the area locally, and I've trained them now. Each person has had between 5 and 7 years with me. They've trained to be vegan chefs and, you know, learn about, you know, the ecology, and we reuse everything. And here we are doing a vegan tamale, which is the classical food of Costa Rica, which is also a really nice cooking class if you come around the holidays, because that's when we make them. So the Waterfall Villas, for me, combines the best of vegan experience in Costa Rica and can be combined with the full circle of places around the whole country. So if you want to see volcanoes, hot springs, and other places and include us as part of the itinerary, that is totally possible. But you need time to see Costa Rica. There's so much to see. I would say between 1 and 2 weeks. And we do have a 21-day de-stress detox program called the Ultimate Revival, which a lot of people have done. And I mean, people come in and they leave looking like a totally different person. I mean, just the whole face glowing with light. It's really amazing. So I invite any of you to come as soon as possible. There's no test required to come into Costa Rica. You do have to buy insurance and you have to fill out a form, which is on my website, which you can just download or ask me to send it to you. And that generates a barcode. Now, if you're from the US, you're going to have to take a test to come back. And we have about 20 clinics between here and the airport, which are now offering tests within the 72 hours. I don't think it'll be offered at the airport because there just won't be enough time to get the results. Results come on to you by an email, and they've been prepared for this. And the clinics close by are small, and you make an appointment once you get here, and it's an in and out 15 minutes. So we're trying to make it as smooth as possible.
And
I
just
was just going to add that Canada has the same restrictions. You have to have a test that comes back in. So just be very sure to check what test you're required to have on your way back.
Yeah, it's the best thing is once you arrive, we'll make the appointment together, and then you just get it done, and then your results come on your email, and you need to have that on your phone to go out to be accepted in those countries. By the way, everything is open in Costa Rica right now. The only thing that we have is a curfew after 9 p.m.
oh, that's not bad. Because everyone has to get up at the crack of dawn so they can go on their walking tours at 5 in the morning.
Everyone's
But
asleep
that's
by
only those
9.
2 tours, only the 2-day tours to Corcovado National Park and Cano Island. The other tours are not like that.
Well, I have a question for you. Speaking of tests and such, what are your protocols for the villas to?
Okay, because it's only for guests. When you arrive, your temperature will be checked,
Okay.
and you'll sign a book. Okay, all the servers and the people in the kitchen, of course, wear masks. Once your temperature is checked, you do not have to wear a mask. Besides the regular cleaning, which is extremely good, we also ozone machine clean all the rooms. So that's before entry and after exit.
That's
So do it
hospital
twice.
grade, isn't it? Is that hospital? 'Cause
Yes, and it was a very expensive machine,
Yeah.
but I made the investment because I was recommended to do so by the authority, the Ministerio from Tourism here in Costa Rica, that they would support you if you did that. So I
And you
did.
want to
I
keep
made
your
the first.
clients and your staff safe. So that's good
Of
news.
course, and we've never had a problem.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So do we have any questions here? I thought we had one or two.
Yes, we do. We have a couple of questions.
I'm sorry, were you finished, Fateh?
Yes, I'm finished.
Sorry, what
Thank
was that,
you.
Donna? You cut out there on me, Donna.
No, that's it. Can you hear me now?
Yep, no, that's perfect. I can go ahead and read the questions.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So we had a question from Lisa, wondering, and I think Fateh, you already answered this, but are you able to accommodate clients who request whole food, plant-based without added salt, oil, and sugar?
Absolutely. And we have a whole set of menus for that.
Great.
And it's also something that the medical medium requests as well. Those detox meals also have no salt, oils, or sugar. We don't use sugar, period, anyways, right? But and most of the people will be okay with dates for the desserts. But if you're not okay with that or any fruit sugar, we also do a full-on, alkaline, low glycemic diets as well. So that's our specialty because we are so small and our chefs are very well trained. We go through all of the allergies or any specific dietary requirements for each individual person who comes.
That's great.
I don't know, was that directed just to Costa Rica or was that in general?
That was a question specific about Waterfall Villas.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to find that, of course, anywhere else, but
yeah,
we are small enough so that we can cater to that.
Right.
We've had lots of great comments. Everybody's really excited. They want to try the food. They want to try all of the experiences. They want to get to Waterfall Villas, Fateh. So you did a great job presenting. Laura asked.
Oh wait, I was going to ask a question on Facebook.
Sure.
A quick one, which would be both from Fateh and Emma. It was from Paul, our friend Paul. He said he was going to ask about entry restrictions to Costa Rica, but Fateh already answered.
Yeah, there are none at all.
What about restrictions for Guatemala?
Yeah, at the moment in Guatemala, you do have to have a negative COVID test to enter the country. Same for Belize. Mexico, no. Mexico at the moment do not have any kind of entry requirements. You may get your temperature tested on arrival, and you have to fill out a comprehensive health form online or in paper as you arrive. So Belize and Guatemala, yes, there are entry requirements, and you do require a negative COVID certificate to enter the country.
But it's really not that hard. It's very easy to do, and yeah.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know that this can change at any time. So it's always good to, talk to your travel agent or just to check on the CDC website and all that.
And make sure to check daily. Like, don't leave
Yes.
it, check it, think that that's the answer,
It could be
because it can totally change. Yeah.
It could be hourly sometimes, as we know.
I mean, in Canada, they've been saying that to all travelers, is just be prepared that at any moment
Right.
we can close it down. So just be cautious. Laura asked a question about Costa Rica. She was wondering, how long should a traveler plan to be in Costa Rica in order to soak in all the different types of land, including volcanoes, mountains, beach, and rainforest? I know Fateh said 1 to 2 weeks, but I
Right.
wondered if
Well,
there
if
was
you want to see it all, I would say comfortably 2 weeks. 1 week, you'll be pushing it a bit, spending a lot of time on the road. So that might
Right.
not give you the time to really relax, but it is possible, of course.
Great.
My average stay at the Waterfall Villas is a week.
Great. Valerie asked if we had any suggestions for locations with great white sand beaches and clear warm water in the Eastern Caribbean.
Any of them, really. I mean, it's just all gorgeous. There's St. Lucia, as I said, is just gorgeous. Now, I will say the place that I stayed in, Dominican Republic, while they have really beautiful beaches, they are not the white sandy beaches. They're more of a brown beach, but that it still has incredible waters, really clear water. I'm trying to think of another island. I mean, they all are. Puerto Rico is a phenomenal place, especially when you go to some of these smaller areas. There is a new vegan, I don't know if it's a resort. I think it's like a guest house that I can tell you about. The woman who owns Vegan Wines opened it up. I don't know where it is at this point in time because they just opened up last year. So Puerto Rico, the Virgin Barbados is gorgeous. They're just there's so many places. Anguilla is another place. I believe that's where the Cuisinart Resort is. There's a lot. It really just depends on when you want to go and what your budget is, because anyway.
You could totally hit every single budget on
Yeah.
the Caribbean islands. There's lots of different options.
Right. And the Bahamas is great too, so it's just what you want to do, what you want to make out of it.
And Canada keeps trying to get Turks and Caicos to join us as part of our country. So we're hoping
really?
one day we'll get them as a province.
And I have to say, and Emma will agree, Belize has probably some of the best waters in the world. You've got the blue hole there. So if you're into scuba diving,
amazing. Belize is really, really incredible. I had some lovely Australian clients on one of my trips last year, and obviously Australia has the barrier reef, and we do a day snorkeling on my Belize trip. Like, it's a full day snorkeling we go out to the Belize barrier reef. And it was really, and I've done that trip myself. I mean, I don't know, probably 100 times in my life. And I'm happy to do it another 500 times in my life,
right.
because it's constantly changing. You don't go out to a reef. It doesn't look the same every time you go out. But we got back that day and I had my lovely couple from Australia. And he said, Emma, do you know what? I didn't have high expectations of this, of the snorkeling trip, because we live on the barrier reef. And he said, it's the best snorkeling trip I've ever done.
Yeah.
He said it matched, if not surpassed, for him what they see in Australia. So yeah, definitely consider Belize for anybody that does want kind of the white sandy beaches and the blue turquoise waters. There are certainly different parts of Belize that you would have to go to get that, but it's there. It's absolutely there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I add something? I did my diving certificate in Belize.
Oh, did you?
And yes, and I thought that the teachers there and the dive masters were absolutely fabulous. And it was a very nice experience. I will always remember getting my certification there.
Yeah. Belize is kind of, they kind of call it Caribbean-ish, but if you compare it to Costa Rica, they're very similar. You've got the jungles and then you've got the beach. And I mean, you do have that in the Caribbean areas that people just don't know about, but they're both very well known for doing, jungle tours for a couple days and then spending the rest of the time relaxing on the beach.
Right.
doing
I
what-
will say here in Costa Rica, the jungles are much more spectacular
Yes.
than
Yes,
in
they are.
Belize. Belize to me was all about the ocean. So if you're really into snorkeling
Yeah.
and doing that, Belize would be highly recommended. If you want to see animals and be in the real tropical jungle, then Costa Rica by far is the master of of pretty much the world, according to
Yes.
National Geographic.
Yes.
So, and it's very evident. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I see huge flocks of parrots flying by my window, and
Yeah. It
it's
is
just
national.
amazing.
You
I
just keep rubbing it in.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no complaints. I did the best thing I ever did in my life to move here.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to have to stand up for Belize here. I'm going to have to come in Belize's
Yeah.
defense a little
Well,
bit.
yeah. I mean,
What I
Belize
would
has
say
the
with
howler
Belize-
monkey.
What I would say
Yeah.
with Belize is you need to know where to go.
Right.
You need to have a really good idea. Obviously, if you're doing a group trip, it's organized for you, but you do need to know where to go. Otherwise, Belize is this tiny little country that offers so much. Like in the way of adventure,
Right.
so much on offer. And I think for all of us, we're all here as kind of travel professionals, and there's something that I say to people, and I've been leading trips now for well over 15 years. I started leading tours and expeditions in my 20s, and I've led trips all over the world. And there's something that's really, really important, I think, when you're planning a trip or you're thinking about, a trip, is to first of all think about what your expectations are.
Right.
Like, what do you want? What do you actually want from your next holiday or your next adventure or your next trip? And then work backwards from that. Like really, really think about what your expectations are and what you want, and then kind of work backwards to figure out which country will meet those expectations.
Right.
Totally.
That's a good point, Emma, because one of the things that I saw in Belize that you won't find in Costa Rica is
Yeah.
artifacts.
Right.
People sometimes come to Costa Rica and they think, oh, well, where are all the artifacts? Should I spend a few days in San Jose going to museums? I'm like, no, here it's about nature, right? But
Yeah.
when you go to Belize and other countries, Guatemala as well, I believe, Mexico, the Yucatan, I've been to all those places myself, and the artifacts were a large part of that experience for me.
Yeah, there's something that that again, for those of you that are listening kind of live to the recording, if there, I think when the world opens up again, I think we're all going to be like so excited to just get out and do something.
But do me a favor.
That we might not necessarily spend too much time thinking about where we're going or what we're doing, but in that kind of desperation to just travel again. So there's something, if you have 10 minutes that I say to people to do, sit down and write down, say, for example, like 5 things about, if you think back to holidays and travel experiences that you've really enjoyed, write down 5 things that you loved. Write down 5 things that you really loved about that experience, and then do exactly the same. Think back to travel experiences that weren't so good and that you didn't enjoy for some reason, and write those down as well. And then think of your expectations of what what you want, and then bring that back down to the country that you think you might visit. And that means that when you have your travel experience, that your experience will meet your expectations.
And I have had clients that did both. They did Belize and then they did Costa Rica because they wanted to.
You can combine, of course.
You can combine, but they are similar in a lot of ways. Now Belize does have some sanctuaries that are to be talked about a little bit. One, and it's called, I will tell you the word is not a good word, but it is not what you think it is. It's the Belize Zoo. And I don't know, Emma, have you been there yet?
I haven't been to the Belize Zoo for many years because I take people to the well, it's called the Baboon Sanctuary. They are actually monkeys. There's a long story about that, but I take people to the Baboon Sanctuary, so I don't visit the zoo on my trips. No.
Just so you guys know, it's not an actual zoo, it's an actual sanctuary. They take in animals that cannot be rehabilitated and brought back to the wild for various reasons. So, you know, just keep that in mind. It's supposed to be a spectacular place. There is another place that I've always wanted to go, and I buy their products, is the Rainforest Remedies, if you've heard of them. There's a woman who does all these herb classes, and they have this tincture. I guess it's like a salve that, you know, if you know anything about the area, you get these no-see-um bites, you know, the little bug bites that you don't even see the bugs. They bite you and that's it. And you put the salve on it, you can't even tell like an hour later. I mean, this stuff is incredible.
I think
Donna, we also have a lady here close by the Waterfall Villas who does all the natural plants and medicinals of Costa Rica. And also she makes tinctures, and she's given classes even to doctors at the Waterfall Villas. So I organize those kind of things too. And it's a really nice experience.
I think, Fata, you'll probably agree, and Donna as well, because you're familiar with Central America, that Central America is a little bit addictive. You know, once you start,
yeah, you can't stop.
Yeah, we love it for sure.
Honduras.
It doesn't matter what country you begin with, you know, but once you've started, you will find yourself going, oh, I really liked Costa Rica. Maybe next time I'll try Belize, or Guatemala was great. I wonder how like Honduras will be, you know. So I think each country in Central America, like all over the world,
or Nicaragua, that's another place.
Yeah, but it's definitely a part of the world that is a little bit addictive for sure.
I went to
I'm sure it also.
I went to the Honduras airport because it was a connection from Belize to wherever we were going. And I'm looking around going, I mean, the airport is like surrounded by mountains and it's gorgeous. I'm like, oh my God, this is my next. I haven't made it there. That was a long time ago, but just this airport was gorgeous. So yeah, you do get addicted to Central America.
I think it's also your hosts and your guides that help feed that sort of excitement to try new. Because if I spent a few days with either you or Emma, Fateh, I'm sure I would be addicted and wanting to go and try out other places and extend my trip and stay a little bit longer.
That's what happens usually. Yes.
Also, Fateh, we should say that Fateh and myself we'll be trying to connect up to run something together as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that was all the questions, Donna, that we had from Facebook and from Zoom. Yeah. If anybody has anything else, we'll take a look in the comment sections. But I think we answered everything. Everybody's really excited.
Yeah, I don't see any other questions. You can always message any one of us and we'll be happy to answer the questions for you.
Oh, Laura has asked about if anybody has any suggestions on carbon offsetting, how to do that.
I work with a company called Sustainable Travel International, and I can send you the links. I usually try and send links to my clients that are traveling so they can offset it, but
I also check with where you're coming from, because there are ways to carbon offset in different countries.
Right.
I just always tell people, make sure to do some research, because there are a lot of companies out there who are saying they're doing carbon offsetting, but you're finding out that they're not really supporting the sort of organizations that we might want to support, or the money's actually not going back to the where it should be. So just do your research about it. And as Donna said, you know, talk to your travel agent, talk to your tour operator. They may have some suggestions on how to do that for your particular destination so that money goes right to where it's needed.
Right.
Yeah, at the Waterfall Villas, what I do every year is I buy over 100 indigenous trees, small seedlings. There's a lady who has been part of a huge movement, which includes the Hacienda Baru, which is that huge acreage place that's been set off for the rainforest as well now. They're all connected with different organizations, Asana being the largest in this area. And so I give trees to people who want to plant them, and they go with one of the people that work with me, and they find the spot on the Waterfall Village property, which is a 15-acre property, to go plant indigenous trees. So I do that for my guests as well.
You know,
Yeah.
I do that trees for the future. I usually plant a tree in somebody's name, but it's good to know that you do that. So I'll keep it in
Yes,
mind.
a lot of people take advantage
Right.
of that. And also, I will say, I know Emma didn't mention about volunteer work, but at the animal sanctuary, which I told you about, which saves animals here close by, many people have also combined a couple of days of volunteer work there, and they do ask if you want to volunteer, you can come and learn about and help save animals too, which is a lovely experience, which is just down the road a few minutes.
Well, that's
And you can
awesome.
spend one night there or something, and you know, really have that kind of experience as well. I know there's lots of volunteer experiences like that in Central America.
Great.
Actually, on that note, if anybody is interested in volunteering, on my website, I have a bunch of replays, kind of live sessions I've been doing with different countries around the world. Fat is one of them, but I did one last Sunday about volunteering in Colombia and animal sanctuary. So the replay is there on my website, and it was such a lovely live session because all the animals kept coming into the live session. So we have it was great. I've got the screenshot is actually an amazing lady called Juliana of Juliana's Animal Sanctuary, and the chickens kept coming on live, and cows and goats, and it was really fun. So if anyone's interested in that, the replay is over on my website at the moment.
And last on with this, there is as I mentioned, there's a sanctuary, there's a sloth sanctuary, and I have to look up the name. I'll put it in the link. Where you can you used to be able to stay with them. And they have a sloth that was well known. I don't know if she's still alive, but her name was Buttercup. And she would reach out. I have a picture of her reaching out to me, because she wanted to touch you, which you're not supposed to touch any of them. And with that, they also have afternoon river trip where you can see all the wildlife in the back. But anyway. On that note, this is yes, you need to join us. Next week we're going to be doing Asia and the luxury travel market. It's going to be Asia, India. It's with Veg Voyages. They're a very well-known company that do all vegan trips to Asia. And we're going to have Paul Ayers. He is the blogger for Vegan Food Quest. And then next Thursday we're going to be doing a giveaway, and we're going to have a fun day, but and there's a lot of really cool things being given away. Like every day something else is coming in, from adopting a donkey to a night at maybe Costa Rica somewhere. And then
We have a patrons pass to the Himalayan Veg Fest in 2022.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we have a night from the Waterfall Villas too.
Yes, we do. I said that. Yeah.
I just said that. And we also have some other nights coming up, but and we're giving away magazine offers with Veg News. So
we got lots of great prizes. But make sure to register on the Eventbrite, because some of the prizes do require you to be registered, and some of the prizes do require you to be live on that session as well.
Emma, can you just type in your website? Somebody just wanted to have that.
Yeah, sure. One sec.
And if you have any other questions, as I said, you're going to be there. Just give us a call, give us an email, and we'll be there. We'll be able to help you out.
We're all in that Facebook group. If you've happened to join, if you haven't joined our private Facebook group yet, be sure to check it out, Traveling in a New Vegan World. We're all interacting on there, and we have event pages set up so that all of our presenters can share their resources or answer any particular questions you have. And we're all really active on there, so don't be shy.
Yes. Post your favorite travel pictures up. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you on Tuesday, hopefully.
Thank you, everyone.
Such a great
Thank
presentation.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye. Just wait. Let's see.
Donna, you want to say anything just to us, or?
Yeah, I'm just waiting, but we
Okay.
have two people.
Yeah, everybody gets off.
Yeah.
And you can turn off your recording, Donna.
Can I, oh, yes, thank you. And on Facebook Live.